Yes, Abhishek, continue.
So, what is a list? List is like a bowl which stores food in it. So, in the same field of Python, list is like a box. It's like a variable which stores all the items in it. But it has some conditions to verify some items to let into it. So, mainly, lists are ordered. They have a fixed position, accessed by a fixed index. So, you guys know what is an index, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the second condition is that it should be mutable. Mutable in the sense states that you can add, remove, or change or recreate it whatever states. And the third question, like the condition is flexibility. It can store strings, numbers, etc. like that. Not so much heavy tasking. But there is a opposite brother of lists which are called in Python as tuples and sets. So today we will be moving to the sub conditions of these three, which should be there to perform or to make a list. So moving forward, coming to the first operator, adding lists together. Is that just combining two lists together? We'll look at this example. Here it said that it is given as list 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3 and list 2 is equal to 9, 8, 7. So next here it's given an operation of adding both the list of list 1 plus list 2. So it gives our output like this. So let's like look at some conditions here. What Let's look at the conditions which have come inside here. First is ordered. Okay, you guys can see that here we have 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 8, 7. You may think it's like vigorous, it's way according to the conditions, not fully matchful. But here, according to the list, according to its configuration, we can state that 1, 2, 3 and 9, 8, 7 are just combining. We're not going to say that 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. It's not like that in case of list. And there is another operator here. We in the last class we discussed about this symbol. What is that symbol? Can anybody state? This plus and equals one.
Sum is equal to.
Yeah. What's his like speciality? Okay. It states that list one is more or equal to list two. List one is now 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, 7. Here it's the same. But here what we can see is that list 1 is more or equal to list 2. So here we have that numbers right of the both the variables. So here it will be just focusing on the list 1, what it contains. It can either go to list 2 of its elements and has list 1 also has its elements. So we can state that we can combine two lists together to form a major set of lists, a main list. Next is adding items to the box. Okay, when you're in a market and buying groceries or fruits or vegetables or stuff, you will always add things and sometimes you can remove things. So in that list is like a carry bag which can be added, removed and can be changed. So, list in the topic of list, we have two main things, which are append and remove. Okay, what we can see here is that append is a keyword, is the main operator to add a particular subject or element to a list. Okay, we can see here it can add only one single item to the end of the list. It's not always in the case of ordered condition, but in this operator, it's different. So all fruits is equal to apples, bananas, orange. And when I add in the next line, all fruits dot append pear, then it will be adding this pear fruit at the last. So here is that in the key idea, we can see that append adds one single item at a time at the end. But in the like in what in a different way, in the other hand, append is can be seen in the other phase as remove. If you want to remove something from your list, you can just remove this append and type as remove. That's it. And if you just write instead of append, remove here instead of append, you can write as remove. And here how it states, right? It will be providing first this variable to the computer, then after, but here in the list, you should have the pear with this one, not only these three fruits, should have this pear fruit in it. So as of now, for our concern, we are gonna add this fruit. Okay, so now what it states that, so here is a list of 4 fruits. I wanna remove this fruit called pear, and it will become, the output will be becoming as apple, banana, orange. This is how append and remove work. Okay, next is a very important thing. It's called index slicing. Do you have an idea about what is index slicing?
Yeah,
Anybody?
it to uh, take out some of the letters from the string what we have and exclude some of the things from our string according to the index.
Yeah, it's in the box. You're very correct. So, in simple words, indexing is norm. It's same like dictionary. So dictionaries, we just didn't go deep, but as theoretical, in the beginning classes, we learned about dictionaries. Dictionaries have two main components, a key and a subject. To access the subject, you need the key. But here in Python, on the field of lists, you should have that particular index of that particular position of that element. What I'm saying is that you can, when you like enter the position number, it will be removed or it will be shown like that. Let's see that. So every item in the list has a position called index. We can use positive indexes to count from the start and negative indexes from count from the last, from the end. So we are going to look at these examples of positive index and negative index. As of now, for you to understand, we are going like at the basic way. But index slicing is a varied topic which can't be fully explored. Is that not only about positive indexing or negative indexing, you have like more than that that we'll be learning in the next classes. First, coming to the topic, we will see what is the subject of positive index. Variable letters have A, B, C, and here we have given letter C. So what is it, right? A as, let me write it for you. Okay. A has the value position number as 0. B has the position number as 1. C has the position number as 2. Okay. Now, according to the statement here, according to the code, what we can see here is that letters bracket 0. So it's gonna print the letter A, the first item. Okay. So here at the next line, which states as 1, gonna print this B, which is the second item in the list. But coming to the other hand of this positive index, we have the second phase called the negative index. Here is the ulta of it. Is that here is the reverse of it. So here, what you know, we will be having -1, -2, and -3. You should remember the number line. You guys know number line. So it's very easy for you guys to remember indexing in both of indexing of these spaces. So C has the position number of -1, B has the position of -2, A has the position of -3. So here in the code, we can see that letters is -1. So it gives the output as C because -1 is the position number of the element C. And in the second line, the same thing. It's gonna print B. So any doubts here?
No. No doubts.
No doubt. Okay, we'll proceed forward. Okay, so we'll proceed forward of list slicing. Okay, this is like a big brother of index slicing. You know, so as we learned about index slicing of positive index, negative index, and stuff. But here is list slicing. Okay, this is a very interesting topic which has mainly three subcomponents. But as of now, we will learn the two main components to be learned. First, slicing extracts a portion is called slicing. Okay, so like extracting a particular thing is called slicing, and to extract a set of elements from a list is called index slicing. So start, it can start from the first element to the last, and it does not always include from the backward as we learned in index slicing. For your cleverness, here we can state that we have okay, so we have no minus ones from the backward. That's a different idea. Is that first list slicing is mainly focusing on slicing a portion from the list, right? So what we can state or see is that so we have a variable called letters A, B, C, D, which has its elements, and we're gonna state this letters 1 colon 3. Coming to this point is that this is the formula of list slicing. This is very easy. In the first like the position of start should add the position number, and it's the second one we should add the end number. Here we can see that letter R is equal to 1 is to 3. Here what it will print, right? So A is 0, B is 1, C is 2, and D is 3. Now, what we can say is that 1 um, is printed as B, but there is a simple, there's the confusion here is that here is the C1, 3 1, but 3 in the sense is D, but it's printed as C. Why, So, because it is the end, what it states that you should start from the first. But in simple words, 1 should have here as 0, 1, 2, 3. But 2, we should have a full stop. So, this end is introduced as 1, 2, 3. So, there are two different components in the same formula. Did you guys understand and like clear on the topic?
Yeah.
Okay. So next is that it's like cutting off a formula. Here we can say start as 2 as the start and there is no end. It's very simple. It's gonna go with 2, 0, 1, 2. It's gonna print 2 from C and it's gonna just end it. This emptiness states of ending, like slicing the end of the list.
And 4. So here the output is printed as A and B. So this is a whole topic of list slicing, which is like a major topic, and index slicing, which is a subtopic of slicings in Python. Did you guys get this point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is the first half of lists. So we're gonna end the topic of list here and gonna go with some other accessories of Python, which are mainly used like like a co-worker, a co-involver in some conditions. There are some built-in functions called lay, range, random, round, and abs. Okay, so it's a very interesting thing. So those who have known, last class we discussed about loops, statements, and stuff. So in that time, and or theoretically, we saw what's a range. It's mainly used for in loops, number sequences for a loop. So the built-in functions can be imported from anywhere. So there is nothing to install or something, but Python has its own database where it can install functions or what inbuilt functions in it. So the first one is the range thing. Range comes for mainly for while loop, for loop. Sorry, it comes for loop. Is that it's gonna print how much from one point to other point it should like give the output. But in random, those have like had a plan to or have done a project in like number guessing game and stuff. Here this random operator is used, function is used, is that it's gonna like pick out randomly from the list or from its database. Round is mainly like estimation stuff. Apps is the main thing, is that we'll move forward, but we'll look at this point here. No extra inputs needed except random. Okay, we should import random only by writing the keyword import and the function random. It should be like imported from the database. But range, round, and apps are inbuilt functions. You don't need to input or sorry, import it. Coming to the main configuration of range, it's used for while loop, for the for loop. So here, I guess you guys haven't noticed in for loops is that it can have three characters, same like index slicing stuff. It's gonna start, end, and step. This is the main formula of this range in looping. So here we have 6 and 0 and -2, and I'm gonna print as print I. So the result is 6, 4 and 2. But according to the formula is that range is equal to, it's gonna start from 6 end to 4, but it's gonna step 2 forwards. It's gonna start with 6 and end with 0. But here this condition of step will occur between this process. This function of step will occur. Let me show you guys. This in the process will shift here. Step is -2. Okay, I think -2 is how much? Like something like 4 digits, etc. So you can state that when 6 is printed, it's gonna like move -2 steps and gonna print this 4 and in 4 and gonna just sh show this -2 as positive. This may sound trickier, but it's very useful. So here we will see a point is that range 5 prints 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as indexing. But from range 1 to 6, it prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here, if we have 3 digits, it's gonna be from 0, we're gonna start, but we should like stop at the end of 10. But this 2 will interfere. How it will execute is that 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. It's gonna skip 2 numbers of each category counting. It's the range, well, like the range function in case of these 3 numbers. Otherwise, you're good to go and you can use the single digit or the double digit numbers. The same 2 components. This is the major inbuilt function of range. It cannot be always imported because it's already inbuilt. Next, we are going to random. Is that random rounding and apps? Okay, random is a function which should be imported from the database of Python. It's not always inbuilt, but in the other hand, round and apps are always inbuilt functions in Python. So what we can state is that random gradient requires to import random both start to end, like unlike like range. So here we have imported random and n is equal to random gradient 2 to 5. So n can like it's can a random can pick either 2, 3, 4 or 5. You may not know until you get the print or the result. But in the other hand, there is no such functions in round. If you have a decimal number or approximate estimation to be done, rounding is the best thing in Python as an inbuilt function to be used. So we have round 4.5, which almost is 5. It's the Python program, it's gonna print like that. And 3.45 is gonna just print 3 because above 50 can proceed to the next number. Above below 50, the same number it is. 5.8 proceeds to 6. It's a very simple thing what you guys have learned. Coming to the main part about apps, it's like removing something, whether it may be science or doing some operations which is not in the box. It's doing its job out of the box. So it returns the absolute value always positive, and it's gonna remove all the signs which are negative and it's gonna do some measuring and differences. So we have here apps minus 4.6, and it gives us the positive number 4.6 in the same as the decimal. But here he's different. This should be printed as -5, but apps, as its regulations and rules, there is no negative number to be printed or to be given as output. So here it's gonna directly print as 5 without any hesitations. Next, we'll recap. Then we can clear our doubts, whatever you have. First, we learned about lists, which are append, remove. We learned about index slicing, list slicing. So you need to first remember these two formulas mainly. The first one is, where is that? The first one is start, and second one is this one, the arrange thing. The unknown fact that you guys don't know is that this range is not the only thing which uses start, end, and step, but in index slicing or list slicing, you can do start is to end is to step. You can use apply the same formula according to your problem. But if you need from start to end, you're good with this formula to go. But if you like skipping some numbers, you need to use the start and step method that we learned. Then after we learned about ranges, then the imported function from the database called random. Next, about round and apps. Round is mainly about estimation. Apps is mainly getting the positive, it's doing some differences, but always getting the output as positive. Any doubts?
No.
No doubts.
No doubts. Any queries? Okay, I hope you guys understood, because lists are not always very easy. By hearing lists, we can very very easy, but coming to its field, it's difficult for those who have learned also, because the main mastermind behind lists is the slicing, then after index slicing, lists, and some more things which are not explained to you now because for your understanding. So thank you guys. We will I will send the assignment in the group, and you guys are doing great. Thank you.
Abhishek, this one you can show in the VB code.
So
Otherwise,
in the VS code.
SVS code.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Otherwise, it may a little difficult to them. That's why.
Sure, sir. Excuse me for a minute. I'll return back. Okay, guys, is my screen visible to all?
Not yet.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
visible.
it's
Okay, so first we'll be moving to the list which has three conditions: order, mutable, and flexibility. So in that conditions, we're gonna just move forward with the first condition of like adding two lists to one. So we're gonna create a list here. You guys can open a test.py in your VS Code for your practice now at the present time. I'm gonna start coding for you guys. Okay, you can type as list is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And I have the list 2 is equal to as 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. You can name these variables according to your choice. So this list are in the data type. On that configuration, they are in the integer data type. So we're gonna now go to the main one is equal to, it's the combining thing. So we are gonna do this list 1 plus list 2. It's a simple thing that we can proceed with. Okay, so you can open your like the terminals, and we're gonna start coding. Excuse me for a minute. Okay, so we will continue forward. Okay, now I guess there is something like wrong here. Can any of you guys guess it out? Can you guys guess that problem? Why isn't the code running?
I guess there is a mistake. Like we will give list 1 plus equals list 2.
Okay, oh, we'll try it out whether you're correct. Still, it's an invalid syntax. Any others? anything that you can state? Any ideas?
Actually, you were correct. Numbers is equal to list 1 plus list 2. Then again, the next line you have to write in the next line you have to write list 1 plus is equal to list 2.
Yeah, write out. Okay, you help me to do that. I need to do that two operations in a variable according to now.
Repeat once again.
Now, as you said, we should add this line. So there is no such what variable given, then this operation is done. So you help me to do that. Whether you have understood the full thing.
We can use append.
This topic is mainly considered for combining, not for operations. Any others?
Maybe you should write a print statement at the end.
Okay.
Print numbers.
Yeah, you are correct. It's a very simple mistake that I let you guys to figure out that it's only about print statements. As you're coming forward, you shouldn't always forget about print. Is that it's the very basic condition, it's the very basic operator means the statement to be printed, like printed. So good, Diksha. It's a good and the simple idea that you said. Okay, so we'll move forward with append stuff. Okay, what do you guys think? So we have num one as 12, 23, 34, 35, and 56. And we have num2 as 67, 78, 89, 90, and finally 100. So what apparator should I use to add these two things? Sorry, I need
Append.
to, sorry, not, yeah, you're correct. But I was like gonna go out of the topic. Which apparator should I use to add a new element to these two lists? First, it should be combined to a list. Then the new element should be added.
First, we should combine the list and then bring the append operation.
Okay, as you say. Okay, then we're gonna print num. Then the first part is done. Now the append. Guys, it's very easy. You can figure it out. Come on.
Yeah, you write num,
Num.
append, in the brackets the number you wish to.
Okay. I wish to add 1, the number 1 to the thing. And next, and again, gonna print as num. Okay. What do you expect the list to be occurred as?
The list will be combined
The final
with
out.
num1, num2, and with the both list it has 1.
Okay. So we'll see the output. Here is the thing. So first we had two separate things. We combined it to form a mega list and we appended 1, the number 1 to it. And we have a big number now. But this is the first output that we executed here. No need to worry about that. The third line output is our here output. Okay. So in the case, if you want to remove something, if you want to just, I want to remove 78, the number 78. So I'm gonna just write like this. Am I correct?
No, instead of append you should write remove.
Yeah. Okay. I should print it now. What will be the output?
78 will be removed.
Okay. This is the first list when 1 is appended to it. Now we missed out 78 from the list. So I hope you guys understood with this practical. We'll move forward with slicing stuff, mainly of index slicing and about in that positive index and negative index. Just about it. Okay. So first we'll go with positive index. Here we have num is equal to 1, 2, 3, 5. Then after we're gonna write as num brackets. What position do you want to be sliced off?
Three.
Okay. Then this is the first item. Thereafter, shall we see the output? It's not appearing. Just gonna print as num. Yeah, just thing is appearing. You're just missing out something. Can you guys guess?
The
Can you guys?
colon.
Yeah.
The colon.
Where?
Yeah, after the 3 or before, where you want that.
After 3. Okay. Shall we run and see? No, it's not as expected. Okay, as time is short, just gonna go fast. Is that list indexing? Indexing about just slicing of a particular position, not a whole set. But here in the list slicing, you're gonna just cut off a set of numbers from a thing. So here what we faced is that we're gonna just write this 3 and just gonna write. Let's see. Yeah, we got 4 sliced off. This is what the thing. Okay, next we're gonna write as num -2 and gonna write as print num -2. Gonna run it and you got the same thing as 4 because -1 is the 5 minus 2 is the 4. So get us 4 at the both sides. Then after coming to the list slicing, which is the same like a different phase of a different topic. So here we have L of A, B, C, E, E. Okay, A, B, C. So we have this set, we have this list. What we can do is that we can just slice it off. I am giving some warning now. When you're executing this block of code, you're gonna face an error. So you can say to me, what's the error? It's a very simple one. In matter of some words.
Print.
Okay. As you say, gonna print L. Let's see whether you are correct. It's the wrong thing. It states that name error, name A is not defined. Means not only A, the whole list inside the elements are not fully defined. Okay, so we will, the simple thing is that you forgot to add the double quotes. Without the double quotes, what the conditions of list say that you can enter a number, integer, or a string. This is ABCD is not in a form of string. How can you take it? So it's gonna print it as an error. Now, as it is done, it's gonna fully print. So here we have 0, 1, 2. So it has print D in the sense. So we're gonna write as this, and we got output as B. Okay, so this is about list slicing and stuff. Normal is about the random range round, and apps is simple things that you can figure out with the same formula that we have used. Okay, guys, have you understood whatever
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
discussed?
Yeah.
I give advice that you can work out this index slicing more because it's a very useful thing that you can't always perform. It's a useful thing that you can't even also perform because sometimes you get in a boolean, like in a mind confusion, where you should perform something in somewhere, but you get stuck, you're out of the box, like that. So I request you guys to just work out on that topic. Okay, I will send the assignment in the group. All the best. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek, for your creative teaching. And also, please share your what you created your PPT. So that one also share in the group. I think it will more helpful to the students.
Sure, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.